Hi everyone, welcome back to JPWHUTV live on Facebook and also Periscope for the live watch along with for the Gillingham versus West Ham United away game. As you can see, a new face to Facebook properly and Periscope. It's AJ from Kiwi Hammers. AJ, how you doing, mate?
Morning, John. I wouldn't necessarily call me a new face, but damn sight prettier than yours. I mean, let's be real here.
It's always a pleasure to see you too, James Blunt. Right. Because
Uh,
obviously in terms of this account, you've never been on Facebook while we've talked about stuff, and because last time you were on, it was on YouTube and Paris and whatnot, just YouTube actually. Funny enough, wasn't on anything else at that point. But so from your side of the world, mate, how do you feel the season's gone so far?
Lovely weather we're having. Well, we've picked up some weird results, but at the same time, I think as we were discussing the other night, look, it's been a weird season. I think we've picked up some points that we should have lost, and we've lost some points that we definitely should have gained. But look, I think at the end of the
we said that when we did the review of the season, didn't we? We said exactly the same thing.
Yeah, I did, and I still stand by it because at the end of the day, we are a bogey team for quite a fair few teams in the Premier League. So, and of course that atrocious 4-2 loss to Oxford United was a bit of a kick to the teeth.
The first nail in the coffin of Pellegrini, you could argue.
Well, this is very true, yeah.
But some good news, of course, obviously, because we had David Moyes come back in again, and hopefully, he seems to have steadied the ship in terms of a few things. But this game is more important than in one guys than the Bournemouth victory, because he only had a couple of days to work with the guys. He's had pretty much a week now to work with them to see how he's getting on from there. But also some good news as well, for that matter, is that Connor Coventry, a junior that was very, very close to walking in the summer, has signed a new contract until 2023. Mate, your thoughts on that?
Well, okay, I've been looking at Connor for a few years, and like Rice, he's that sort of player that's good on the ball. He can, talent-wise, it's there. Yeah. With us securing him long term, it allows us to mold him into that player that we know that he's capable of. I think this is a really, really good piece of club business because of the fact that it secures a talented youngster for a little while longer. So I think with Connor Coventry, he's going to be one for the future.
100%, I agree, definitely. And because we talked about it last week, and I said there's a very good chance that he wasn't going to sign because Pellegrini was trying to push him to sign the contract for a long, long time. So it's obviously, I mean, it's never a case of, do you want to sign a new contract? All right, yeah, fair, and they go off and do it. But it's you'd think that it'd be easier to tie down a junior and not let him get to the last 6 months of their contracts, and it's not always the case. But we live in a bubble when it comes to football, and it's without using that stupid maxim, it is what it is. I'm very happy that he's signed the contract, and I'm really looking forward to seeing him. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Hopefully, I'm not going to do commentator's curse on this, but hopefully, see him in future rounds of the FA Cup this season. Rick, hello, mate. Nice to see you. First customer from JPWHUTV shop. Welcome. Saying hello to both of us, mate. So, Rick, good to see you again, mate. He always comes onto the streams, whether it's on Facebook or YouTube. It's really good. I'm glad he's on there.
Good morning to you.
Let's get down to the bare bones of it. Let's talk about the team sheet. So, in goal, we have Fabianski. No surprises there. Fredericks, Balbuena, Diop, Ogbonna and Masuaku making up the back five, you could argue, or the back three with wing backs. Rice and Snodgrass, Lanzini and Anderson making up the attacking midfield, and I'm guessing Anderson right just behind Allaire. AJ, your thoughts on the starting 11, mate, please?
It's not too bad at all. I'm looking at it from Google's perspective, and they're saying it's a 3-1-4-2, which isn't too bad of a formation, I guess. But I'm picking it's a 3-5-1-1 with Fredericks and Masuaku the wing backs. But either way, can we just take a minute to appreciate that David Moyes is stuck by what he said, and he's decided that he is going to take this FA Cup seriously. I mean, under previous managers, this is a standard Premier League side, but for Moyes, look, this guy's just, it's to coin a saying we were saying earlier, this is the nuts. It's brilliant. Roberto Zabaleta, Reed getting on the bench, Sanchez, Fornells, Holland, Ajeti on the bench. That is a decent team sheet for this game. It's a brilliant lot of players. Well, with the exception of Roberto, of course. I think to make it just that little bit better, David Martin should have come in for Roberto, but
no, he's still injured.
Is he still injured?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, well, made to eat my own words then.
But yeah, agreed, mate. It's a superb. You're probably right. What's going to go on Google is probably what BT Sport and I think ESPN are broadcasting this around the world as well. Are going to be saying that it's definitely going to be that sort of. It could be they could put it down as a 4-3-1-1 or a 3-5-2 or 3-5-1-1. It's or at one point it could be 4-5-1 in certain ways. This is what I love about this: is Moyes has got exactly the right squad to make some real impact on this game and take it properly to the League One level. I'm really hoping, guys, that for those that are watching this, except and not just Rick, because he comments every time I put a question, nobody else really does. For everyone else that is watching this, put your thoughts in the live chat to see how you're thinking about this, because bearing in mind, I say this is on both Facebook and also Periscope, so we have loads of different people from all over the world that watch this. Not huge amounts, but there's 15 other people, including Rick, on this watching it at the minute. So guys, come on, put your thoughts in there. Here we go, straight away. That's good. I know there's a bit of a delay on this, but someone's put a comment on straight away saying, Count D69 WHUFC, are you getting a stream? Guys, I'm not gonna harp on with this with every single stream, right? It's called a watch along with for a reason. We are watching it along with you guys. Not I'm running the risk of getting my accounts taken down for doing a live stream. Come on. It's not difficult to understand the title of it. It literally says watch along with. So it's a watch along. It's not live stream.
To be fair, though, you would
any relevant things to put down in the chat.
To be fair, you would be that one guy who would have a little box somewhere up here that would have the game going up in that corner.
Never in a million years, mate. I've learnt my lesson over the last couple of years of the copyright problems I've got, so no fucking way. No way.
And tell me again when your YouTube channel is able to start live streaming again?
In 4 days' time. Spank the hairy. Perfect time for the Sheffield United away game. And I can't think of a better game to reintroduce it back onto the channel, because that's going to be an absolute blinder. But yeah, it is weird that people just don't seem to understand the basic concept of a watch along with. And I'm guessing now I've said that we've lost 5 viewers because people are expecting the same thing. In actual fact, another one's gone, so we're down to 10 now. So, but yeah, I mean, this is the funny thing of this modern day age. Is we were talking about it before the game, mate. It's not difficult to find streams for these games anymore. So I don't understand why there's a so-called lazy generation, or the FIFA generation, as I like to call them, that just want everything handed on to them on a plate. This is a conversation. It's a watch along with. It's not live restream. It's a live watch along with. This basic, simple English. Not sure why people still don't understand it. But going back to the starting 11, mate. Yes, I absolutely I agree with this. I'm not gonna be sitting there thinking being the prophet of football or anything, because I have no idea about the Gillingham players. All I know is their injuries. I said in the preview. Ollie Lee, former West Ham, almost academy graduate, is it's good to see that he's a very good chance that he's gonna be playing, if I remember correctly. So that'd be interesting. Rick is saying, good team and subs. I think we will win 4-1. That'd be nice, Rick. I'd like it to be 4-0. Fabianski to keep another clean sheet, to be honest with you, fella. But yep, I agree with that. And the guy who's actually, Count D69's actually got something relevant to say now. It is now, he's saying 4-0 to 4-0 Irons. So yeah, he's thinking the same way that I am. So that's good.
Well, funny you mentioned Ollie Lee, because he's starting against us.
Yeah, that's what I said. There's a good chance that he was going to be starting. So it'd be interesting to see how well he plays, because I actually quite liked him. It was a bit of a shame that we had to let him go when we did, but I actually thought he's got a bit of prospect. But again, as we talked about yesterday, mate, there's a lot of we've not taken on a lot of prospects over the years, unfortunately. But that's the way that football world works, isn't it? I mean, Chelsea let Declan Rice go. Fulham let Declan Rice go, because he was training with them in the morning and he trained with us in the afternoon, and that was the rest is history. So, all clubs have that problem, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
I'm also looking forward to seeing what Ogbonna does as a team captain as well. That's going to be interesting to see how commanding he can be. So the guys are just walking out now. So it actually looks like Fulham's old ground. That's quite nice. I'm liking the look at that, actually. Proper old school football ground.
Yeah, not the soulless fishbowl we have today.
From the man who's never ever been there.
From the man who's doing everything possible to get over there. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Insinuating I'm a plastic fair. Thought we were better than this.
But but no, so hopefully this time around with you being on the channel, mate, we can actually talk about the game properly. Because I say when we did the England game, there was we kind of gave up after 20 minutes. We're like 3-0 up at half time, and just started rambling shit for most of it.
Yeah, well, that was because we were up 3-0. I mean, I've got the attention span of a goldfish. I mean, what?
A goldfish with memory problems, mate. That's the thing.
Wait, who are you?
But so we're literally just doing the gone are the days of the handshake. It's all fist pumps now, which sounds a bit weird. But literally about to kick off in 3 minutes, by the looks of it. Now, the good thing about this, as we touched on, is that all the games have kicked off a minute later than they normally would, because of the FA their push for mental health awareness. Now, as I said in the preview, and and I'm sure AJ you won't be too bashful on this, is that the pair of us have had our mental health issues in the time, as men in general, we don't actually take the time to admit it to people and talk to people and say, I'm struggling here, I need some help. And that's the whole point. It's the whole point of this thing. Is just this awareness that the FA are doing, more driven behind by his dukeness rather than anything else. But it's a good thing. It's a good thing because especially in this modern day and age of as we talked about yesterday when we were saying about there are certain people that want to criticize someone for having a conflicting opinion. Well, that's all well and good, but you shouldn't take it to extremes where people are literally committing suicide over stuff like that. It's just it's the wrong way. It's the wrong way, and I'm glad that the Heads Up Foundation are backing it, along with Every Mind Matters as well. I'm sure you'll be agree on that, JJ.
Yep, definitely. Just watching the West Ham and Gillingham players line up with the officials for the Heads Up photo shoot, and it's quite nice seeing Robert Snodgrass bring bring the Gillingham players in amongst the West Ham players, and I think this is something that I'm quite passionate about as well. It's not just men's mental health, but mental health in general. So to see the Prince really getting in behind, and to see a lot more discussion around men's mental health in particular. Look, kudos to everyone. It's not something to be taken lightly, and thankfully it isn't. So, apparently this is going to be something for the entire FA Cup season. So, yep, all for it. All for it.
And it was a great video the FA did last year, around about this time last year, actually, about the struggles of players and the real side of things, because people think that just because they're professionals they'll be able to take it as if you've shouted any abuse. Well, that's not the world anymore. We need to be a lot more respectful when it comes to that. So it looks like the Gills have gone 4-1. 4-1-2, no, 4-1-3-2, yeah, 4-1-3-2, and we've gone 3-5-2 up. I don't think that Anderson's right aside the way that they're showing it on the telly, but we'll find out. And also, guys, I just want to make a point, because this is going to be uploaded to YouTube afterwards. There was a couple of Gills fans that reached out to me and told me, because I said in the preview that it was the Gills. And so I haven't. Hold my hands up. You can't say it properly because I'm look like I'm about to save a football here. But I hold my hands up and I say, yeah, I apologise for mispronouncing it. It is the Gills. It's not the Gills. So that's fine. I'm happy with that. But actually, the Gills makes a bit more sense. But I could have pronounced it a lot worse, to be honest. It's a lot worse. So now the players everybody at the ground are doing a clap for the awareness by the looks of things. And again, it's always nice to see. It's like when we celebrated in partially, you could say, the disrespectful way of giving Martin Peters' memory a round of applause. It should have been a minute silence. But it was nice. It was nice to see the Leicester fans join in as well. It just shows that there are things that are more important than football. A lot of us tend to forget that. But no one near. It's Gary. It's one for Gary. It looks like they're applauding the memory of Gary Rhodes by the looks of it, who sadly died just before New Year's, and just before Christmas, I should say. Very, very talented. A bit annoying a lot of times, but a very, very talented chef. Very talented, especially with his days in the late 80s, early 90s with his stint on MasterChef. That's how he got pretty famous. So, but yeah, we're just literally about I'd say probably about 30 seconds away from kickoff by the looks of it. Fabianski in the lemon yellow goalkeeping strip. I'm not really sure. I've never been a big fan of the goalkeeper strips. I think they should be green, and that's it. But the kickoff has now happened, and we're away. So, guys, those that are watching in the chat, by all means, make your comments on the game as and when it's going on, as when things are happening. As you can imagine, we're all in the away white strip, which is actually looking pretty smart. I was thinking we're going to go in the clout and blue, because we always seem to do that for the first away game of the FA Cup. But it's nice for us to be wearing the actual away game strip as Balbuena gives away a corner. Completely understandable. He clears the ball. So the first corner, 36 seconds into the game.
When you're talking about the away strip, it's quite fitting that we're in the white, considering what happened back in 1980 when we last wore a similar strip like this. So could it be a sign of things to come? I don't know, my friends, but let's watch and find out.
Right, so corner taken and cleared away by the Gills, and they're going on for the attack once again. So Rice on the ball, passing it through over to Fredericks, who's got a lot of space. You'd think the League One team's a bit closer than the guys down a bit more than this, but it's still early days. So Fredericks again over to Snodgrass, who gets tripped and fouled. So I don't think there's going to be a lot for us to talk about, mate, in the opening stages, apart from who's passing it to who somehow. So
and that's generally That's generally how it goes in the first 10, 5-10 odd minutes anyway.
Pretty much. It's a very good long ball up to from Diop to find Allaire, but just pounced on and it goes out for a West Ham throw-in. Happy to see Diop back, mate, if I'm completely honest with you. But he needs a bit of a renaissance at the moment because he's not had the best of games recently when he has played.
Indeed.
Apart from the other night.
I was seeing some comments in the build up to this game, and one in particular was actually quite fitting. Someone saying that hopefully we get that 3 or 4 goal buffer between us and them. Hopefully with us with the 4 goals, and seeing Winston Reid make an appearance for us.
It'd be interesting. I know you're personally looking forward to it. So we've got Masuaku on the ball here at the minute. You're getting into a bit of trouble. Looks like Lanzini passed it over to Snodgrass. He's got it over to Balbuena, over to Diop, back to Balbuena, but not the best of passes. And now we've got looks like Ogbonna, Masuaku, and intercepted. So Allaire, Snodgrass. I think Lanzini, Allaire, Snodgrass intercepted again. Diop. So Snodgrass into it. Oh, poor pass from him there, but fortunately Balbuena gathers and sorts it out. Diop doing that really weird sort of James Corden hand thing at the moment. I'm not really sure why he's trying to balance himself. That's right. So we've got Lanzini breaking. That's a foul on Lanzini, but he got the ball. And so Gills.
I'm a good. My stream's a good solid minute behind yours, so.
And mine's about 40 seconds behind live stream as well. So plus the 25-30 seconds that this stream has as well. So that'd be interesting.
Yeah. A little bit of time travel going on here, people.
So we've got Lanzini passes over to Diop. Lanzini again, Diop again, Balbuena, Ogbonna charging, passes to Masuaku, but goes haywire by the looks of it, unfortunately. But yeah, it was interesting to see as we were talking before we went live, mate. It's interesting to see some of the results over this weekend. Very interesting to see some of the results. Jordan Hugill absolutely smashed it at QPR, just as we're on the attack and gathered by the goalkeeper. So maybe Hugel's trying to do a play again, because obviously he's not been too bad at QPR so far this season.
No, he hasn't, and it's been quite good. Quite good to watch. But there was one result that even you were quite surprised at, and that was Middlesbrough holding Spurs to a 1-1 draw.
Yeah.
Quite a few.
Yeah, just as we looks like a corner to the Gills after not the best of back pass headers from Ogbonna, if I'm honest, not the best. But yeah, it's great for Spurs. It's great for Middlesbrough because they get the replay, they get the money of travelling off to Shite Hart Lane.
Yep.
Again, it's the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. They only move 80 yards down the road. Corner taken and cleared. Bit of kerfuffle going on there, as it always is. And out for a throw by the looks of it. Yeah, out for a throw. We're also talking about finances, mate. We'll talk about that at the break, because there was some very interesting news came out earlier. I think it was yesterday or earlier this morning about the E20. So we'll talk about that at half time, because that'd be an interesting conversation.
Yeah.
Just as Allaire's on the ball at the halfway line, passes it to Snodgrass. He passes it up to Anderson. Right, my stream's just repeated that for some random reason. Right, so then we got Fredericks, who pushes it out and now it's caught up with itself. But yeah, it's gone out for a Gills throw-in. I can imagine
Yeah,
quite a
my
lot of people
streams.
watching. Quite a lot of people are going to be watching this game. To be honest with you, I like watching us play League One because it's as embarrassing as it gets watching us play a League One side. It's nice to see the opposition playing proper football, but we seem to be doing all right for the first. All right, it's only the first 7 and a bit minutes, but we're taking it to him. Not the pressing that I was hoping us to, but it's done. It's doing all right so far, nonetheless.
It's not been too bad to watch actually.
So free kick taken, and Diop clears out for very very high clearance by him. Sorry, Elias, I should say. Sorry. For where is it? Have they found the ball? Have they actually found the ball yet? Because nobody's actually going to do anything. There we go. Oh yeah, that's just the guy running off camera. And now goes for a Gills corner. So come on, guys. I know there's only a few people watching, but talk to me. Or talk to us, I should say. Talk to us.
Yeah. Yeah, talk to me. Fair. You were the one that invited me on for this one.
Yep. So just waiting for the ball to be given back. There we go, for the corner. Come on. Corner taken. And fortunately, it was a shit corner. And cleared up to all the way up to the goalkeeper, funnily enough. I must admit, I do like the look of this stadium. I really, and I said at the start of it, but I do like the look of it. It's a proper football stadium, and not the.
Well, as you said before, it's very, very Craven Cottage looking.
Before they started upgrading the other stands and whatnot, it's traditional football ground. No disrespect to anyone on there, but it is what you go to football to watch. You know, you have a massive section where you're blocked off because they're not combined anymore. So just as Ogerville throws the corner in, the throw in, I should say, and haphazard defending as usual, but we get it out, and Mans looks like Lanzini on the break, but doesn't really do a decent pass up, and it goes back all the way down to Fabianski. So, but this is what we want to see. We want to see a proper football game of two teams taking it to each other, and so far, it's starting to do that. There's none of that sort of. It's not, as we talked about with the England game. There's none. It doesn't really seem to be that sort of level of boxing match where the two teams are feeling each other out. I mean, there is a little bit of that, but they're actually both sides really look up for this, and I'm liking what I'm seeing. I'm really liking what I'm seeing.
Well, yeah, it's not been good. Not been too bad from what I've been able to see. I've been having some streaming issues, but now that I've got things sorted out, yeah, it's quite good actually seeing both West Ham and Gillingham just, feeling each other out for the first 10 minutes. Now we should really start seeing the game come alive. The players all should be settling in now, and yeah, it'll be interesting to see how things go for the rest of the game, next 80 odd minutes.
Yeah, Anderson was doing quite well there to try and get the ball, and technically it did look like he had a bit of a foul, but it's gone out for a goal kick, and Anderson was like, "Well, what's going on here?" sort of thing. So it'd be interesting. Do you know what, mate? As much as I've been an advocate for VAR, I'm actually quite glad it's not going to be interrupting the game. Just go back to the old days of proper football. So we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah,
so Fredericks passes it over to Anderson, but doesn't really pull off, and the Gills are on the Gills. I'm not going to say Gills. No, it's the Gills are on the break, and Diop puts it out for yet another corner.
Well, fingers crossed we can take advantage of something very, very soon.
So yeah, as BT is showing, it is their fourth corner of the game in just under 12 minutes. So clearly there's a bit from that side of things. I know those statos out there from those that aren't able to watch the game and are just listening to this. Sorry in advance. But from the stats of the opening 12 minutes, it would look more like that the Gills are more up for this. Whereas as we're talking about, as I said, it's relatively balanced. It's just they're doing a little bit more than we are. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Goes out for another throw-in. Again, a relatively relatively small ground in comparison to what we're used to seeing every week. So there's going to be a lot of throw-ins and a lot of corners, guys. So get ready for this. So Diop clears. Allaire bumbles out. Yeah, and it goes out for another throw-in. The reason why I'm laughing at this is because I'm really quite conscious of the fact that Anderson. Allaire more specifically, won't be used to these sort of grounds, these old school sort of grounds from his playing career. So it'd be interesting to see how he gets on tonight. Because we haven't really got anybody that's been brought in this season apart from Allaire. Everybody else has been here for a good couple of seasons now.
Fornells.
Yeah, but he's on the bench, isn't he? So
yeah, he is too, isn't he? Yeah.
That's what I mean. It's only Allaire that hasn't played in these sort of pitches before, and Anderson obviously has. Ogbonna for his career with us and whatnot. So, bit of ping pong football between the two sides, but the Gills are on the break yet once again, and free kick to the Gills. Is Declan Rice going to be carded for that foul? Even though Ollie Lee actually fouled him in the build up to that. So that's a foul. Showing the replay and yeah, so yeah, it was 50. Ollie Lee fouls him first. I mean, Declan Rice doesn't go to the floor as possible, but it is more of an obvious, less obvious foul, should we say, on Rice on that one. So we've got a free kick just outside the box. And of course, it's going to be Ollie Lee who takes the free kick. Of course, I mean, why else? Take a free kick against your old club.
It's the natural order of things.
Yep. Why Lanzini's behind the four in the wall, I'll never know. You can't see him. Oh, there he is. Yeah, he's popped out. So Ollie Lee takes the kick and is broken down very quickly because technically the ball was kicked first, and Anderson should have. Why is he slowed down for that? He could. That's the perfect counter attack on that, and first shot on target by the looks of it. Well, at least the first save of the game, anyway. Ogilvie with a good shot on at Fabianski. Fabianski clears. It goes right back to the Gills, and they're on the slowly but surely passing attack now. And out for another throw-in.
Yeah, you could almost start a drinking game with the amount of throw-ins and corners that we're going to have in this game. Oh, it's a throw-in, take a shot. Oh, it's a corner, take a shot. When you shouldn't really be saying that. It's 7:33 over here in New Zealand.
Exactly. Mate, we could very easily finish off a bottle of rum, I reckon.
Oh, yeah, my bosses wouldn't be too impressed with us. I went to work pissed as a mule, though.
Yep. So Ogbonna clears it all the way over to who was that supposed to be? I can't really say it's Lanzini, but it didn't really work out all that well. So a bit of Allardyce ping pong in the middle of the field, but the Gills have still got possession. Balbuena heads it to Rice, who clears it upfield, and poorly controlled by Anderson there, unfortunately. But it's a hard ball to try and get. And Lanzini keeps. That's a throw in, but ball still in play. There's no other game playing at the moment, is there? It's just us now.
No, it's just us. Arsenal Leeds is tomorrow.
Talking of which, tomorrow, guys, for those on Facebook and Periscope, I'll be doing the Fantasy League roundup for the last week's football goals at 8 o'clock on Monday night. So keep an eye out for that. Of course, I'll remind you guys at the end of the stream as well. So Lanzini, Anderson, back to Lanzini. He passes it over to the on-approaching Ogbonna. Masuaku. Ball in for Masuaku. Ball into the box. Fredericks just about keeps it in, and the goalkeeper gathers. So Allaire doing his famous, was probably going to be soon his infamous Lineker impression by hanging around the box.
Good way of describing it.
Before the offside rule came in, of course, but yeah.
Yeah.
Rick, are you still with us?
Eh?
No, I was saying, Rick, are you still with us? Because he still owes me a photograph. Because I asked him to put a picture up in the group of the T-shirt he bought, and he hasn't done it yet. So, Rick, are you still with us, mate? Because nobody said anything for the last 25 minutes.
All fell asleep of how crap we are at commentating this game.
Well, the thing is because it's relatively fast paced and it's all over the place. Yep, you're still here. Yep, hello, mate. Just making sure. I say you owe me a photograph, son. So get that over. It's not that difficult to take a photograph nowadays. Surely it's not like you need to go down to Jessop's. So the Gills are on another throw-in. I did message you. I know you messaged me, mate, but I ain't seen that. I haven't seen the picture. The pictures didn't come through. Can you put it up on the channel page, please, mate? Thank you kindly. So another throw-in. So the Sullivan kids are at the game alongside David Gold, but it doesn't actually look like Sullivan's there. So maybe he's doing some work for a change.
Jesus, John. You're expecting a Sullivan to be actually doing some work? Jesus. Come on now. Well, I thought you were a West Ham fan.
As David Moyes said recently, they're looking for a director of football. So guess who it is at the minute? Along with our 5 scouts.
Yeah, this is very
come on,
true.
dude, take that bloody throw in for Pete's sake. It's taking ages. Come on. And ball into the box. And Snodgrass fouled. So that should be a free kick.
You know, I think once we get that first goal, we should be able to slowly pick up the pace here and really start hounding the Gills for this one, because I think, yes, Gillingham are playing really, really well at the moment. I just have a sneaking suspicion that once we get that first goal, things could be coming right for us. But you know, don't hold your breath. I'm just a stray football fan that John picked up in New Zealand.
Seem to be chewed up and spat out in a minute as well. But just as the Gills are on the attack, and Balbuena can't get to the ball in time. It goes out for another Gills corner. I know what you mean, mate, but we said that at this stage last year, and look what happened.
Mind you, we also said this at Oxford United, and look how that went.
Yeah, exactly.
Commentator's curse.
Mm-hmm. So corner taken, poor ball again. Not very well dealt with either, for that matter. It is literally the Gills are like shooting them, and Fabianski's eventually does save it. That's good. It's like the Gills are trying to shoot fish in a barrel. It's ping ponging all over the place. Good saves by Fabianski, though, to be fair, but they shouldn't be getting through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players in order for him to make that save. It just shouldn't happen. They should be jumping for the ball. They should be making some form of effort of clearing it.
Yeah, yeah. No, I absolutely
Well,
agree. And
they're being fouled. Oh, yes, a free kick just outside the box. Seeing the
here we
replay
go.
coming up now. And yeah, just outside the D. I mean, there's fair play to there though. He stood on his feet as long as he could, and that's a good. I'm liking that. I know he's not been very consistent over so far in the season, but the stuff he does do, it is good. It's old days. It's the old days.
And he's really starting to adapt well to life in the Premier League as well. And with David Moyes coming in, I think things are going to start to get a little better for Sebastian as time goes on. And if we can at least guarantee Premier League safety.
Sorry to interject you there, mate, but poor kick from Snodgrass straight at the wall. And the Gills yet again are on the break, and Fredericks clears for a throw in. Yeah, I agree 100%, mate. We'll have to, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see because I don't want to. I said at the start of the season that we shouldn't judge any of the players until they've had a season. It's been difficult when it a few times this season, but for what I say, from what I'm seeing of him, he's doing absolutely well. So just as throwing comes in again, just wait 2 seconds, mate. So I know you're about to pounce. Gills on the break again. There's no second ball. Poor clearance from Rice. Fortunately, Alaire's on the break. He goes round one and gets stumbles and trips over his own foot almost. So what are you going to say quickly, mate?
I just saw the Snodgrass free kick. Absolute poor performance from Snodgrass there. I think, it was just absolute diabolical.
Yeah, it's not the best of ones, but at the same point, it's quite. I don't think that was the whole 8 yards. If I'm completely honest, it looked a lot closer than it should have been. Balbuena's down. So it's just getting some treatment by the medics there. Hopefully they'll start to show the replay to see why. Masuaku's getting instruction from Moyes. One of the things I didn't say about when we played Bournemouth was Moyes was constantly at the touchline screaming instructions, giving them information at any given moment he could.
Yeah.
It really shows what the class of the manager he is in completely enveloped in the game for us already, and it was just I really admire him about that.
Yep. Yeah, well, that was something that you and I were talking about the other day because you look at Manuel Pellegrini when he was with us, and by the looks of it, it was Maresca doing the majority of the training. Moyes comes in and he takes training, and yes, you see a little bit of fun in there, but you can see the players are working hard. Then you see Pellegrini on the touchline, and as you say, he was kind of a bit lackluster there, but Moyes has just been absolutely fantastic. I've said this before. I enjoyed him when he was first at West Ham. It was a shame he didn't get the extension, but at the time we had a chance to pounce for Manuel Pellegrini, and I don't blame the board for that decision. But look, I think now that we've got Moyes, we have the ability now to really start getting things underway. I think a good cup run, a good attempt at a cup run this season might do us a world of good in the long run.
Yeah, it's concerning to see that Balbuena was down because he headed the ball. I think he might have done it because it looked like it kind of went on his nose, sort of thing. So, but I don't want to criticize him for this. I really, really don't. But at the same point, it's because he's a defender. He should know. He should be used to doing that sort of thing. But he obviously hit it harder than he expected. Of course, that's a given. Just as we're playing ticky tacky with the back five by the looks of it. But it's a bit of a worry that he's not injured himself, but he was a bit dazed by it. Because he should be used to that by now. He really should, especially with his career. He really should be used to that. So it's just still ticky-tacky stuff around it. It's going out for another throw-in by the looks of it. Yeah. So I'll throw in this time. Anderson over to Lanzini. And Lanzini doing well to keep the ball there. He's under a lot of pressure. Passes it to Diop. He's running and passes it over to... Tries to get Allaire, but doesn't, unfortunately. And Allaire's running the ball down. It's good. Anderson's pegging it over to the goalkeeper, and goalkeeper clears right over the halfway line. But Ogbonna reads it perfectly, but gives it straight to the Gills player, and that they're slowly on the attack. So 28 minutes in, there's been everything but a goal, pretty much, and there's been everything else. There's been good attempts on target by the Gills. We've only had one attempt, and that's not even on target yet. The stats apparently we've got 62% possession, but mate, the amount of times we've been talking about the amount of time corners and throw-ins they've been getting, I honestly don't think that's true. I don't know how they calculate the possession stats, but the Gills have had a lot more of the ball than we have. A lot more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Apparently, there's been 3 shots on target, which 2 of those would be the ones that when I was criticising them for letting the ball get through, and that double save that Fabianski had to make. Free kick in and go straight out for a goal kick. But yeah, but at the same point, it's half an hour. It's just under half an hour into the game, so we're not exactly. This isn't. I mean, the only really high scoring game was literally just the QPR game, wasn't it? That was it. Everybody else was like 2-0, 3-0, and that's about 1-0, 2-0, and that was it. Apart from, was it like 5-1 or something stupid like that?
Yeah, it was. The other big one was Norwich beating Preston 4-2.
Yeah, which is understandable because let's face it, they're going to be playing each other next season the way that the league's going so far.
Yeah, at this stage.
Yeah. Anderson over to Masuaku. Running in the box and very well controlled, and it goes out for a corner. It should be a corner, but yeah, dirty Leeds, mate. Top of the championship at the moment. 2 goals above West Brom.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, eh?
They said they will never come back to that. I know we're only the championship's just over. Yeah, literally a few games over, halfway through, but. Both teams are odds on for automatic promotion, just as a corner's taken by Snoddy, and Anderson with a nice little flick back there, but the Gills. I love that. Go on, mate. Masuaku with a brilliant jump to control the balls. Like, I'm having this. He's not done too bad so far. I'm liking this, but yeah, it's odds on that Leeds and West Brom, as it stands at the minute, are going to get automatic promotion. So, as we talked about yesterday, as I said when Bilic was sacked, he needs a decent run in the championship to see what his qualities are, and he's showing it. He's showing it. So that's what happens when the board isn't backing their manager.
Yeah,
or exactly. In his case, is backing the manager. Apparently, there are some West Brom fans that want a few more signings, which is understandable. Everybody needs a few more signings, especially at this stage of the season. And especially when you're trying to push for automatic promotion as well, for that matter.
Yep, 100%.
The Gills still on the attack. Our defending's getting better. It's still nowhere near good enough, but it's getting better. Masuaku fighting like crazy for that ball. And it goes out.
He's been an absolute trooper this game.
The only thing that's missing from this in terms of our defending is people jumping.
Yeah.
We need
Yeah.
to be trying, well, especially when they got corners and throw-ins and that. We need to be making a bit more of an effort in terms of that thing. But I mean, yeah, just as the Allaire completely proves my point, jumps up and clears the ball, but straight back at the Gills player. But at least I tell you, Allaire and Masuaku were playing a lot better than I think people were going to give them credit for. To be honest, especially Masuaku.
Yep. Yeah. Well, we were having a discussion yesterday about the players that would, well, how many players we have at the club from the move from Upton Park to London Stadium, and we've only got the one player left.
Yep. What you mean?
Yeah.
You mean no. Sorry, guys, he's got that the wrong way around. You mean the players we bought in once we moved from the London to the London Stadium?
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, Masuaku. I completely forgot about that. I thought he was with us for longer. But yeah, you're absolutely right with that one, mate. And that just shows you how shit the players were that we bought in for that season. Doesn't matter how much money you spend, you got to spend it properly. And we clearly didn't. Faguli, I still maintain we should have kept hold of, because he was the only one out of that lot that I actually really rated. I mean, Masuaku we all loved, of course, hence the King Arthur song. And I
have to admit, Jonathan Calleri wasn't too bad. At the end of it, he wasn't too bad. But I don't think enough time was actually given to him. He was,
nice shot of Nathan Holland and Noble watching the game there. It's good. I know Nathan's not on the Noble's not on the team sheet, but it's good that he's sitting alongside the captain and that he's going to be talking to him constantly about what's going on there. So Franklin Carenza says Konovan or Comovan. Not really sure what you mean by that, mate. If anyone can translate, that'd be perfect. Thank you. But welcome, Franklin. As I say, because it's on Periscope, we're going to get a lot of people. Because not many. Do you know what? Even though Periscope was made in the US, like most apps are, there's quite a few people that actually use Periscope that are hammers. Like Ben Davis, for example. I don't think he's here. Mark, who's DJ Blokey, WHU, lives over in France. He uses it quite a fair bit. So yeah, I'd never heard of it, to be honest with you, until I can't remember. I was watching someone on YouTube and they were talking about Periscope, so I had a look at it, and it's the tagline. It cracks me up because I swear it's a dig at Trump. It says that the app is proud to be made by immigrants. It's brilliant. Seriously, download the app, and before you log in, that's what it says at the bottom of it. It said they're proud to be made by immigrants. It's brilliant. I love it.
Well, then that's clearly got to be a dig at Donald Trump. So, very good. Well, I tell you what, this is going to be a very, very interesting second half coming up. If it's anything like the first half.
I was about to say, mate, yeah, we're 10 minutes away from half time. And it's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens between then and now and then, of course. But yes, the second half is going to be. As a season ticket supporter who's on the automatic cup allocation, I would love to have this as a replay. Would absolutely love it, and I'm sure the Gills are up for that as well.
Well, I was going to talk to you about that at half time. Would you prefer to win the game here, or would you want the replay back in London Stadium? I know what I prefer.
Win it tonight. As a football supporter, win it tonight, 100%. Because that's what the objective should be. We should go out and try and win every single game. And when I say try, I mean try, not for that word to be misinterpreted for anything else other than just go out and try and win as many games as you can, because that's what we want to see as football supporters. We're not. Well, I'm not saying we're not arrogant enough, but some of us are, to say, yeah, we're going to go out and win it. We should be winning every single game. We should be, to try and keep ourselves in the league this season. But we should definitely be going out and trying and doing all that we can, if not doing it, over a League One side. That's why we're a Premier League side.
Yeah, 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 and you can tell that West Ham are really struggling here as well. It looks to be a smaller pitch than what we have at London Stadium, and look,
But
Gillingham are all over.
exactly. But as we touched on earlier, the only player that we brought in that first season, Masuaku, with the exception of Anderson and Diop and Balbuena and Allaire, the core of the team are used to playing on fields like this. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah. And I was going to get there eventually as well. I was going to say, Gillingham are all over us, but that core group, Jesus, that was a bit rough.
Right,
Just
so
so
got a free kick.
the
Sorry to interrupt you, mate, but Lanzini's literally about to take a free kick. Not very well, unfortunately. But go on, continue.
tackle on Angelo Ogbonna, Jesus, that was a bit rough. But no,
Just
that core group, that we have at the club, they should be pouncing on Gillingham here, and it's a bit concerning.
yeah. Well, it's not really concerning, but it's just it's more the fact that there's no taking nothing away from the Gills in any shape or form. They are playing out of their skin, as you'd expect them to do for an FA Cup game. But you got the likes of Snodgrass who's struggling to keep the ball there, and he passes it over to Anderson, who passes it over to a fouled Lanzini. Fouled Fredericks, I should say. But nothing doing, but eventually, now the only player out there that you could counter argue what we were talking about is Declan Rice, but he's going to be used to pitches like this because of his progression through the junior leagues. So looks like Fredericks is down holding his he's holding his ankle and he's holding his hamstring on the other leg as well. He looks in pain. I mean, to be that's what I'm saying about that that tackle that he had. He's pulled up. He's done his hamstring.
Bugger.
That's one way of putting it. Where are we? Georgie Jafrazi, West Ham Live. Yes, it is. Not on this channel. Not on this stream. So let's just remind ourselves very, very quickly. Zabaleta is warming up by the looks of it. Starting to warm up. He's he's taking his jacket off.
Yep. So Fredericks will be out, I'd say, for at least 2-3 months.
If we had a decent medical side, it'd be shorter than that. But yes, agreed. So let's just remind ourselves very, 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 very quickly on how the bench. So we have on the bench. Click, get it on there properly. So you can take him there is Zabaleta, and that's about it. Maybe Nathan Holland as a wing back. I wouldn't risk it. I really, really wouldn't risk it. Hence Zabaleta taking his jacket off and is warming up as quickly as he can.
What you could do is you bring Zaba on and we see a switch to a 4-4-2 with a diamond in the middle of the park.
Not with Masuaku at left back though, mate. That's the problem. His defense mind isn't brilliant. That's why he's out as an attacking winger, or as attacking fullback, I should say.
Yeah,
I love Masuaku, but I said, and we've talked about it many times on here as well as off, that it's just what we've seen. Fredericks limping down. He's walking in front of the home fans as well. Fortunately, they're not doing anything, but that's not looking good at all.
No.
As much as I love him, but we've got no choice. He's had to go. He's had to revert to a 4-4-2 now. There's just absolutely no choice but to do that. Just as Hilaire's getting the ball, go on there, go on. Oh no, it was it's flagged as a foul. I don't think that is, to be honest with you. I don't. Let's have a look. So he gets in, runs in. Ollie Lee's gone. Now you see, this is the thing, right? You'll see it. You'll see it in a minute, AJ. We all stream. Ollie Lee has gone to ground in exactly the same way that Declan Rice went to ground, but there was no foul on Rice, but there is now, because West Ham are on attacking at goal. I said in my preview, I don't want to mention it, but I said in my preview that we'd have to rely on the idiot family, Madley, right? Because this is the guy who's the ref tonight is Bobby Madley's brother. Now, Bobby Madley's not exactly been consistent with his decisions, especially what in the lead up to him being sacked for doing what he did, doing what he was saying to that disabled supporter, and it looks like his brother is about as clueless as Bobby. So that's very disappointing.
I just saw the foul on Ollie Lee. Yeah, why the hell this referee's going to carbon copy? It's a carbon copy.
Yeah, but now I'm not gonna. Now I know what everyone. If everyone, not just necessarily that's watching this live stream, all 5 of you, but are the ones that are watching the game in general across the entire world are going to be saying VAR, please, because that's exactly what the technology is designed to do, is to make sure that decisions are being made correctly or not. It's not to slow down the game. Now I said I'm glad it's not here, because we're not going to have a slow of the game. But Andy Madley has done poorly there. He really has done poorly. Should have allowed play to go on, to be honest with you. But we're bearing in mind the Balbuena and the Fredericks problems we've had in this first half. There's 44 minutes on the clock now, but we'll probably have about 3-4 minutes because of those problems. I'm guessing at least, but we'll see. Now, Georgie, again, not sure what Toko means, but thank you. I'll have to get Google Translate up and the half time and see what the bloody hell what he's talking about. But yeah, and while everyone's while things are mucking about, I'm going to see if I can find the article I wanted to talk to you about.
Yeah,
I'm not going to do what Lee did on his earlier stream today, when he was going through all the latest transfer stories and stuff. When he was showing the websites he was getting the details from. But I'm going to read it out once I find it. He's actually made a right decision there, and now that the referee there, just with his there was a foul in the box, which is absolutely correct. Where is it? Where did I find it? Well, there's nothing got. There's just waiting for Fabianski to take the free kick, as he's taking it now. There we go. There's the article. So I will read that out in just a few minutes. Right. So Anderson to Allaire, not exactly keeping the best of controls and intercepted, but Balbuena gets back. Nice to see Balbuena that far up, to be honest with you, but doesn't really do that much of help, really, because Ogbonna, don't you passes it back to Fabianski, but not many other options for him to do, to be honest with you. Not many other options. Rice over to Balbuena, over to Diop. So it kind of looks like they're still doing the 3-5-2 at the minute, by the looks of things. Kind of looks like that is still the case, ish. There's more specifically more like a 5-5. Yeah, I'd say 5-3-2. With the back 5 dropping back as much as they can, but yeah. So don't get me wrong, as good as Zabaleta was for City as a wing back, he can't do it anymore. I love the guy; he's a perfect defender, but he's not a wing back anymore.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So yeah, we got 3 minutes of extra time, so I wasn't that far off, and we're on to the 57th minute. So just as Zabaleta gets on the ball, passes it back to Balbuena, who passes it over to Ogbonna. Good ball up to Masuaku, but Masuaku's not fast enough to do that. But somehow, fortunately, he does get the ball. That's a stroke of luck there. And then we've got Snodgrass running in for the ball there, and just unable to get it. Balbuena passes to Declan Rice, but Rice passes it straight back to him, going pass it there instead, which he does. And Zabaleta's now got the ball straight through to Snods. Back to Rice. Ogbonna lets it go over to Masuaku. And Rice is asking for the ball, but he doesn't see it. Anderson's on the ball, running at the box. Two on one. Tries to outfox him and just about keeps it in. Anderson, do something. Come on. That's it. Referee blew up a little bit too early, to be honest with you, because by the time that he'd finished whistling, it was on the 48th minute. But yeah. So I know you're a little bit behind us, mate. But in general, you're probably seeing now what Anderson was doing. Fabianski is absolutely run down to the changing room. That's interesting. Is everyone else is walking off nonchalantly, but Fabianski is absolutely sprinted. So that's a bit interesting in itself.
Yeah, that's
because I'm guessing Fabianski wants to go in there and absolutely give him shit. There's no other explanation for the goalkeeper. Bearing in mind he's the furthest one back to pelt down and run into the state. So unless there's an injury, of course there could be that, but I doubt it because he wouldn't have moved that quickly. But yeah, I'm guessing Fabianski's not happy because there's no logical reason for that to happen. You're probably seeing it now, mate, as I'm talking about it.
Yeah. It's just come up. The other thing is they could Fabianski could be going down to just make sure that Ryan Fredericks is all as okay as possible after that nasty injury. But yeah, look, we're now on the half-time break. What are your thoughts of this game so far? I know it's your live stream and all, but I'm genuinely curious to.
Well, I mean, we're both talking about the game, so it's fine.
Yeah,
it's not an issue. Plus, you're a good enough mate for me to allow you to do that anyway. But it's just the only thing that's disappointing me is that we haven't scored yet. That's it. I'm not. I can't say I'm overly happy with how we played because, as I say, the defending for corners and throw-ins hasn't been the best. But it could have been a lot worse. We're a League One side, and they've had a lot more possession than the stats are going to be saying. 100%.
Yeah.
Just for me, the worst side of it is Fredericks getting that injury. I am really, really concerned about that. Bearing in mind the league run that we've got coming up. I've got a lot of faith in Zabaleta, but that means we're going to have to fit back into a 4-3-1-1 or a 4-4-2 style formation. It's just or 4-3-3, I should say, not 4-3-2. It's only there's not enough players out there, but I only mentioned 9. But you know what I mean. Or we'll have to do a 4-3-2-1 or 4 or whatever. But we've got the players to do it. But overall, I'm not just the only thing I'm disappointed about is the fact that we haven't scored yet. That's it.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. I think while we are the Premier League side in this fixture, and while there is a lot of expectation on us, I think the players are handling it really, really well. Gillingham are definitely, they've come out, they've shown us in the first half already that they are seriously hungry for a good result here, and I think the performances that they're giving us is reflective of that. I think the injury to Fredericks has kind of dampened things a little bit. It's kind of put their heads into a bit of a tailspin, so to speak, because it was one of those things that just it looked really weird to begin with. But you know, I won't say I'm disappointed, but I'm expecting more. And in the second half, I'm wanting more from this West Ham side. We are capable of it. We just have to do it.
Exactly. Now, which is no bad thing, because we are literally 2 leagues higher than these guys are. So we should be expecting to see more. Now, just before I come on to what I wanted to talk to you about at halftime, let's just remind ourselves of the January fixtures. All right. So Friday, Sheffield United away. Saturday, 8 days later, we're at home to Everton, and then 4 days later, we're away to Leicester, and then a week later, we're at home to Liverpool. Now, having to rely, no disrespect to him, but having to rely on Zabaleta for those fixtures, that really worries me, because we won't be able to go out and try and attack as much as we need to try and make sure that we. I can't say that we don't lose that we don't lose the games, because we're going to lose to Liverpool. There's a very, very good chance, especially the way that Everton played against Liverpool today in the FA Cup. There's a very good chance that we're going to struggle with Everton at home. 100%. Sheffield United, we're going to struggle. They've been playing absolutely superb. As Baz said when we did the review of the fixtures, they're not an all-star team, but they work very, very hard together, and they are still doing that now. And as I say, we've got Leicester away, so it's going to be tricky. Obviously, it's the Premier League. Of course, it's meant to be tricky. There's no easy games, but yeah, it is just a bit of a worry that we've got on it. But as I say, in terms of the game itself, I'm not discombobulated from it in any shape or form, because I still think we can go out and get something out of this. If it's gonna go to replay, it goes to replay. But as a football supporter, I really, really don't want that to happen. Now, just quickly before the second half starts, it was reported today. Was it yes? Sorry, it was reported yesterday, I should say, that the owners of the London Stadium, the E20, are showing massive financial losses for the 4th time in a row now. The E20 reported London Stadium income of just £5.7 million, 5.4 of which came from the operation of the London Stadium, and of that itself, 2.7 came directly from us for the rental of the year. Now, cost of sales for the stadium was recorded at 17.3 million, and the annual loss for the year was recorded at 27 million, or 34 million for the group when financial factors are included. So basically wages and all that other ridiculous stuff. Accumulated losses for the E20. Now, I'm guessing this is over the 4 years. Hang on, where are we? AJ, I'm just going to send you in the private chat, mate. I'm going to send you the link that I'm reading at, so you can have a look at it for yourself. I should have done that first, to be honest with you. So you should see the link there now. But it says accumulated losses for the E20. So I'm guessing, as I say, over the 4 years, has reached 257 million.
Gee whiz. Yeah, well, I've just copied it, so I'll have a look at it after the game. But yeah, now, it doesn't make
the article goes on to say that the London Stadium itself was valued at nil in the account statements because of the cost of hosting West Ham and the blaming the seat movements again. The LS185 have also published their accounts this week following their sale by Vinci to E20 in January for just £1 million. Now, turnover for the now public-owned stadium operator is up to 29.3 million, based on 15 months due to financial year-end change. Understandable. Costs of sales were recorded at £16.3 million, leaving a gross profit of 12.6 million wiped out by administration costs of 13.2 million. So basically, the London Stadium, Group, 185 has had a loss of just over £500,000 for 15 months. Now, there is no way in hell people are going to say that we're not going to get this ground in a couple of years' time. It's just no way.
Well,
they are struggling, absolutely struggling. We've known it for years. We knew it right from day one, but they are absolutely struggling.
Yeah, and
it's their own fault. It's absolutely their own fault because they didn't allow us to buy it in the first place.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, we could have had this in the bag before we even moved to the bastard place. I don't understand the thinking behind this agreement. I don't understand it at all.
There's going to be a lot of people out there, mate. You said this is Boris Johnson's fuck up as London mayor, and to a degree, that's 100% right. But because the problem is now, I understand. I don't agree with it, but I understand that the government's thinking behind it, because they would have wanted it to originally have been as exactly as it is now, that they get alternative venues, hosting of alternative conferences, etc., etc., etc. You know, bands in, etc. All stuff that we couldn't do at the Bowling because of apparently health and safety reasons. The interesting thing is, earlier today I saw a picture of how the Bowling would have looked if we were able to do everything we should have done.
Yes,
and upgraded it to £41 million stadium, and it looks fucking the bollocks. It looks the absolute bollocks. But it's hearsay now, because at the end of the day, with this, there's no point keep going over the same thing every single year, because nothing's going to change. Yeah. But at the same point, it's going to be very interesting. If and when we do get the stadium, it's all going to be pointed at West Ham once again, because it's easy for the tabloids to sell their papers doing that.
Yeah,
it really does my head in that, like you said, that a proper business model couldn't have been put forward 10 years ago. Because let's face it, that's roughly when the application would have first gone in.
It kind of reeks of laziness from certain sectors. Keeping the London Stadium in the public ownership, for public ownership, yep, okay, that makes sense. It's a historic to a point stadium, because of the fact that it played host to the 2012 London Olympics. Of course, that was 8 years ago. You've had the anniversary games in there. You've had all sorts of athletic events in there, bands and whatnot. Having a public stadium inside of London itself makes a lot of sense. But when you have a stadium built, you need to think of the legacy. And as we have said in the past, there was no legacy plan put in place. It was just, okay, we have a stadium here. What are we going to do with it afterwards? No one knew. No one knew. And that's why we had the bidding war with Spurs. And, yes, their plan was to knock it over and rebuild. But honestly, I think the sooner we go and buy this stadium, the better it's going to be for everyone, and the less likely it is. Well, the less likely it's going to be for the stadium to be pulled out from under us.
Yep.
Because unfortunately, that's something that I can see happening.
Exactly. Now, I've translated what Georgie. Blah, 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 where are we? I've translated this now. Franklin Carranza. So thank you very much, Franklin. What I was able is, toko doesn't exist as a word apart from in Indonesian, even though that just means store, but he's clearly Spanish. Como van means how how are they? So I don't know. I don't know if he's meaning how are they playing or how are we?
Yeah.
But I'm guessing it was how are they playing? So which we've obviously just talked about. But I did say, to be fair, I said I was going to translate it, and I did. But toko doesn't mean store in Indonesian. If you want to go to the clubs, the channel store, mate, then by all means, there's a link in the description below. Go and get yourself some gear. I would recommend, however, that you wait until the 8th of January, because from the 8th until the 21st, if I remember correctly, the company that is running the channel store Spreadshirt, they are doing 20% off from the 8th to the 21st. So AJ, if you want to get the long sleeve t-shirt we talked about, do it from Thursday, Friday, because I say you won't be paying VAT.
No, that's cool. Thank you for the heads up.
You're more than welcome. And I'm not putting the stream up for Patreon again because it keeps coming up as a thumbnail every time I do it. So I'm not doing that. I'm not showing anything apart from anything West Ham related stuff. That's all I'm doing because it cracks me up. But honestly, if you go onto the channel page on Facebook and have a look at the videos, it comes up both times. Doesn't matter where I do it. I can do it at the end, as I did for the first time. I can do it in the halftime break as we did the last time we were talking while I was doing a stream, and both times it's come up as the thumbnail. So I'm not doing that anymore.
You should have done it right at the beginning, mate.
It probably still would.
Yeah,
But
3 in
guys,
a row.
if you want to support the channel, then by all means check out the link on in the description below. Just before the game is literally about to be kicked off, and as I said, it is now done. We have James Gatward 3. Need more from Lanzini and Anderson. Yes, James, agreed 100%. They are playing well, but they're not playing to their maximum capacity. Agreed 100%. So Anderson's just passed the ball up to Allaire, who was onside. He's got plenty of space, nobody out there to support him, and goes miles wide. He falls over as he kicks. Oh. Now, great vision from Anderson, because he got the ball from Masuaku. He looks like he's onside from this angle. Great vision from him because check that he's on his own, but he's technically you could actually call that was a foul on him, to be honest with you. But you could say that was a penalty, but he had kicked it away afterwards. But yeah, a little bit rash from Allaire, but I see his thinking. Do you know what? I'm very happy that within 30 seconds of the second half going on, we've gone for goal. So that shows you exactly what Moyes has told them at halftime: just go out and fucking win it. So Lanzini to Rice, to Ogbonna. Passing it back to Fabianski. Ogbonna's not comfortable with this game whatsoever. You're a little bit cold there, mate.
No. Yeah. It's getting a bit chilly. Mind you, we're still getting quite a bit of smoke from the Australian bushfires.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Masuaku to Rice, over to Snodgrass, I think, by the looks of his boots. No, it was Zabaleta, because they've both got the same style boots on. Zabaleta passing it into the box. Good, and just goes out for a corner by the looks of it. Do you know what? I saw the video on... No, it was a corner. I saw the video of the... there's a... what's the word? Heat-sensitive camera on the helicopter, and it just showed a little bit of the leg something, and then it was unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. Corner come in, and cleared by the Gills, but yeah, that was. And the weird thing, not the weird thing is the fortunate thing is, as bad as it is, it can still be a lot worse because apparently it's only half the size of their worst ever bushfires. But the scary thing. That's what the article was. I read about the other day, but unless I'm wrong, of course, because you're obviously closer than we are.
Yeah, this is at least 4 times the size of the Californian ones. Look, they're saying essentially from Newcastle across to Liverpool, all the way down to London and the border of Wales.
Wow, really?
You look at, it's that big. One fire line is the equivalent to, if you laid it all out in a straight line, it's basically the equivalent of the distance between Sydney and Afghanistan. It is huge.
It's pretty
And that's
much
just one.
the expanse of Europe, from what I was seeing on. I saw on the BBC YouTube channel the other, I think it was Friday morning. They were saying it's basically the at least the size of the evacuation is pretty much the size of Europe that they're trying to do. Let's just come back in quickly. James, another comment. Definitely looks like they've been given a rocket from Moyes 100%, mate. And Otto in jail. Yeah, I don't know, but welcome Otto, and of course welcome James, of course, as well, for that matter. But yeah,
this is definitely a different West Ham to what we saw in the first half. The players will. There's more urgency about it. There's a lot more to this game that's really opened up. And I mean, we're only 4 minutes into the second half, and already we're seeing that this is a completely different West Ham to what we saw in the first half, and it's been very, very good to see already.
Cool.
So,
we've definitely been able to pin them in right from the start, which is exactly what we should be doing. But yeah, Allaire was very, very unlucky with that goal attempt. Very, very unlucky, because I know that's what you were awing about. But very, very unlucky. But at the same point, as I said to you yesterday, if we had a poacher who was going to follow up on every single ball, as Anderson should be doing, as he's the supporting striker technically for this, that's 1-0. That's 1-0.
Yep, absolutely.
Because the ball's in play, because it bounced off the post, so the ball's in play. So and nobody would have been in an offside position.
No, absolutely.
So yeah, it goes out for another throw-in. You're right, mate. It's a good thing we didn't do a drinking game for this.
Oh, we'd be mortal by now.
We'd be like,
No. I'll just be dead to the world. Dead to the world.
My post-match reaction after the home friendly at the start of the season, I'd had about 4 points before that video, and somebody said, "Are you pissed? You're slurring your words." He's not wrong. I wasn't pissed, but I was slurring. Yeah. So it's done my gut the world of good, mate, because I've hardly drank for the last couple of years. Ever since this the start of last season, I've hardly drank since on a match day, and my belly's practically zero now.
Yeah, I don't drink often, but yes, we won't go down that road.
So good save from Fabianski there. Ollie Lee with another free kick onto that, and a little bit of ping pong football. But we're now on the break. Zabaleta passing it all the way up to Allaire, and he actually gets it, but mistimes it at the same point. Snods, why aren't you getting that ball? So Rice gets the ball, but misses it at the same point. Gets it back again and loses it again because he's passed into Lanzini, but Lanzini's not quick enough. And a long ball up from the Gills up to for their wing back by the looks of it. And passing the ball around. Masuaku jumping straight in to defend it. Great movement from him. Lanzini. Rice clears it up. Allaire being dragged, but again, he's off the ball, but the referee isn't seeing it, as bloody usual. Zabaleta passes the ball into the box. Straight to Anderson, but Anderson, I don't know what Anderson was trying to do there. So Diop, Lanzini, Masuaku, trying to be a bit flashy. Ball into the box and Anderson struggling to get onto the ball. So you see what I mean about that ball with Snodgrass?
Yeah.
there's just no reason why he slowed down. There's no reason for that whatsoever. And there's now a free kick to the Gills from a challenge on O'Connor from Zabaleta. But there's absolutely no reason why he didn't. To be fair, actually, Zabaleta got the ball there, so it's not really a foul. But it's the Madley family for you. But yeah, there's Snodgrass could have been all over that. Passed it back to Hilaire, and again, that's in the back of the net. So there's not a lot of confidence out there still. As well as there's more attacking as we're playing, there's still you can still see this is the side that's not 100% confident yet.
Yeah.
So again, it looks like there's a bit of arrogance from West Ham point of view that we were just going to rock up and do this 4-0 like we did at the did on New Year's Day.
Yeah, I think as annoying as it's going to be, and I can actually see this going down to a 0-0 here, and then the replay at London Stadium.
Mate, we're not even on an hour yet.
Calling it now, though.
Okay. So I've got a funny feeling you're going to be eating your words on one side or another. Because the Gills are absolutely dominating this game. I know we're playing a lot better, and just as Masuaku's got a great ball in from Rice, Masuaku's passing it up to Anderson, who's passing it forward to himself and actually does it properly this time. And that was close. It was a bit ambitious from Lanzini trying to roll it under the goalkeeper. I think he thinks he's playing for Arsenal at the minute, but it was a good attempt. Good attempt.
Even then, he's still too good for Arsenal.
Do you know what I was thinking? If Winston Reid was a lot fitter, I would have pushed Diop out to the right and brought in Reid. I would have done that.
Yeah.
But can't.
Yep. No, I was thinking the exact same as well. Oh, that was nice. That was nice.
What, the Lanzini attempt?
Yeah, that wasn't too bad.
It caught him unawares when you see the replay of it. He caught him unawares, but at least he's trying to do it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So James, mate, you absolutely called it with this comment. You absolutely called it. 100%. Not really sure why your picture from Periscope's not coming up, but yeah. Well, maybe you don't have one. Maybe it's just total claret. But I like having it up there because it matches my t-shirt. So look, unless I do that, you can't really tell. They can't really tell there's no picture there.
Small things entertain small minds, people.
There is I can quite easily get you off the stream, mate. You do realise that?
Oh.
Yeah, no comeback. Exactly.
Stay your polite way of telling me to behave.
It's my polite way of saying, as it says in the Bible, go forth and multiply.
Wow, all I've got to say to that is read between the lines.
Right, so we've got Lanzini on the ball now. Passing it up to Allaire, who's got the ball. Should have. Back to Lanzini, going for goal, and that's brave from Snodgrass. But again, we are going for it. Again, we're trying to attack. So it was a great little pass into Allaire, and Lanzini with his usual sort of trying to wing it round. But again, we're trying it. We're absolutely trying it, and I'm loving it. I am absolutely loving this. So ball up to Ogbonna. But it is a free kick because Ogbonna's just basically tried to was in a bit of a 50-50 there. So Diop, I should say, Lanzini, Zabaleta, and that's up to Anderson by the looks of it. Yeah, Zabaleta back again. Anderson gets it into the box. Too long, and that was close. Chipped over Masuaku, Ogbonna. Yeah, that was close. That was close. This goalkeeper looks like my old housemate. It's quite funny. Not that anybody, including you, know it is, of course, AJ, but it does look like him.
I'll
So
just leave it as an inside joke. Kind of reminds me of a teacher I had back at school, though, so I can understand where you're coming from.
so Balbuena giving him so much space here as they're on the counter, but he goes out for it goes out. That should be a goal kick, and it is. Yeah, that worried me for a second. Then you'll see it in a second. You got the two play. You got this is Balbuena, right? You got the player running in, and Balbuena just goes like that rather than closing him down, and that's worrying because he's inviting him to put the ball in the back of the net there. He hasn't. He's not blessed with pace, bless him. But he should be toe to toe with him. Fortunately, he stands his ground, and that's why it goes out for the goal kick eventually. But it's not good. That's not good. That's a warning sign.
No, so, I see what you mean. Yeah.
To Diop. 59 minutes on the clock now. Zabaleta. Diop. Declan Rice. Balbuena with a long ball up to find a casually running around Anderson, but it doesn't really happen. But Lanzini grabs the ball and gets a free kick out of it because, again, he's been fouled.
Well, 60 minutes on the clock now, and we've got half an hour left to play. So who would be your second substitution? Who would you take off? Who would you bring on?
Masuaku just put into the bet. We're literally 20 seconds away from 60 minutes, so don't listen to him. But it's 59 minutes, and let's say we're 10 seconds from 60 minutes. So I know, where you're going with it, doing the rounding it up to the 60-minute mark, but no. So Anderson on the attack, putting the ball in, and goes out. James has asked quite a good question here. State, I should say, for a big guy, Allaire seems to get roughed up too easily. Yeah, he does. But again, James, as I said earlier, we need to give these guys a full season before we start criticizing how they're playing, because he's still trying to get used to it. I need to try and defend him but I agree at the same point, mate. Exactly what you're talking about. There is that problem there, right? My second substitution. It's a little bit tricky because we haven't got that many options, if I'm honest. In order to who we should be bringing on in order to make a proper impact for the game. Personally, I would bring on Fornals, and that's a Nathan Holland supporter. I would as much as I want to see Holland on the pitch. We're playing with wing backs, so even though he can play behind, he can play in midfield, and he can play as a second striker. We need him out as a wing back, and I wouldn't risk it. I personally would take off Anderson, bring on Fornals, and push Lanzini further up to support support Allaire. You?
Yep. Yeah, I can't argue with that. Actually, it makes sense.
So I'm hoping, but at the same point, taking Anderson off is a bit of a bad one for his confidence. That's the thing. I don't want, and it's a catch-22 at the moment, because when he's been substituted off, he's never happy, which I love. I love the fact he's never happy when he's been substituted off, because it just shows that he's got the hunger to stay on and make a contribution. But at the same point, you can always argue that. He's not a team player as a result of that. In the same way that DeCamp used to kick up a fuss when he used to get substituted off.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Anderson was just being fouled there as I was pouring my drink, and but it's gone for a free kick to the Gills. But again, as I say, it's the Madley family not knowing the rules properly. Because I hate to say that, but he's just as inconsistent as his brother, because you just don't know what he's going to give. Because two things will happen, as we talked about earlier. Two things will happen, and he'll do a completely contrasting decision for exactly the same thing, and it's not confident. I'm not confident with this what's in any shape or form. But very, very good ball over to what should be Masuaku, but he's about the pitch is about 10 yards too small for where it was being passed for, and it's gone out for a Gills throw-in. But I hate to keep saying it, but I really do like this Pressfield Stadium. It looks the absolute nuts.
Yeah, it's not a bad looking ground actually. Quite small and quite compact.
Masuaku to Lanzini, and Anderson's given the ball away there, but Lanzini's just about got it back for a throw-in, which Masuaku's about to take. So that's what I do. That's the substitution I'd make, because as I said for the Bournemouth reaction, Anderson, my only criticism, as I said to Nicky as well, the only criticism is the fact that he's not putting enough weight in his passes. He's not putting enough weight in his passes. He did everything else perfect. It's just the fact that anything further than 4 or 5 yards in his passes break down, and it's happening again tonight.
Yeah.
So Masuaku with a ball over to Zabaleta, which unfortunately he doesn't control, and apologises for it. Do you know what? I'm going to miss Zabaleta when he leaves us at the end of the season. I'm really going to miss him.
Yeah. Yeah.
I sound like a city.
Oh, but look, he's been a really good player for us. He's done us. He's served us well, and yes, he's always going to be a city legend. But no, he's done well for us, and yeah, for a retirement village, for him in particular, not too bad at all.
Lanzini fouled, shirt pulled. There's absolutely no need for that whatsoever at all. Now, the possession stats came up about a minute ago. That is such a stupid foul on Lanzini. The possession stats coming up saying that we had 75%. We've had more, but I wouldn't say it was that amount. All right, Spock, but I wouldn't really wouldn't say it was 75%. No way. So we've got a free kick here, which
really.
Snodgrass has taken the free kick. Not a bad one either. Oh, how is that a goal kick? How is that a goal kick? Let's just see the replay on this, but seeing it from there we go, the proper angle. So where are we? So Declan Rice is being held back. Right, you can see from the other shot that the number 6 has got his arms all around Allaire. How on earth is that not 2 fouls in the box and therefore it was a penalty? How on earth? It's happening again. He's more than happy to blow for a foul when the player's having his shirt pulled outside the box. Yet Rice's arm is literally round like that. He's been dragged back, and that's just been given as a goal kick. Fortunately, we're on the attack again with Zabaleta on ball, but so Zabaleta passes it in nonchalantly, and Allaire's been fouled again. This is getting worse, man. So 6 for those. If anyone's recording this and watching this at the same time, go back to this from the 66th minute of the game, because we've had nothing but at least a minute worth of stuff that should be given as fouls.
Yeah. Yeah. At this point, I'd much rather have Mike Dean as the ref for this game, and I can't stand him. But Andy Madley's giving.
He wouldn't give him either.
No. But at least Andy Madley's giving Mike Dean a run for his money in the for the most hated referee of all time.
See, this is why I wish that we weren't on the telly.
Yeah.
This, as you know, as we mentioned, this ref has been so inconsistent. Just as the Gills are on the attack, ball's coming in, and ball goes out. Masuaku, run! Don't be flashy. It was very, very fortunate there. Masuaku's still going for it. Still going for it. Still going for it. Pass to Allaire, and he's being fouled by the looks of it. But fortunately, the ball falls to Zabaleta. Snodgrass, Rice asking for the ball. Is Zabaleta going to give him the ball? No, passes it back to Snodgrass. Back to Zabaleta. Come on, movement. Snodgrass. Over to Ogbonna. That's better, creating some space there. Anderson. Masuaku. Misses the ball. And the Gills have got possession. We're running around like we're 2-0 up. I don't get it. Don't know where all this intensity from the first half is gone. I'm guessing to a degree because of how shit this ref's been. And they're all saying, let's not do so much. See what Rick's saying. To be honest, this is a League One referee and not a Premier League referee. I don't know why they didn't appoint a Premier League referee. To be honest with you, Rick, I agree. But at the same point, you would think that a League One referee would know more about the rules than the Premier League would. So I don't like to disagree with Rick, and we hardly ever do. But you make a valid point, mate. I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong in any shape or form. It's just the fact that Fornals is coming on. Now, is he going to take off Anderson, as I suggested? We'll find out in just 2 seconds. James said, I've slagged VAR off all season. And then when you see a game without it, you see how good it is. Thank you, James. Thank you. I hope when this goes up onto Facebook, mate, so it goes up to on he's taking off Snodgrass.
Excuse me?
He's taking off Snodgrass for Fornals. So he's just it's like for like, basically. But at the same point you could still push Lanzini up to work alongside Anderson with us. So it kind of works. But and Rick, as always, and the gentleman that he is, says that is true. So yeah. But yeah, you'd think that a lower league referee would just be more in tune with the rules and how things work. But I guess it's just referees in general now. The way the rules have to be changed if we're going to see so much inconsistencies like that. Either because they're not going to train the refs, they're never going to train the refs. So the only way to do it is adjust the rules. But James makes a very, very good point about VAR, because it, again, as I said at the start of the stream, I think because before James came on, is the VAR is there. They're showing the replays of the fouls going on with Snodgrass, and you can see spot on how clear that is, and it's just absolutely gone. And as I say, the reason why we should have VAR is because the VAR will have the same cameras of what we see in the replays. So if it's clear on a replay, it should happen. And now the funny thing is I don't know if you watched the Liverpool game. I think you're probably still asleep for some of it, but at half time, Lineker was, because what's his name? The referee that was refereeing a different game went over to the side of the pitch to see the screen.
Yeah.
And apparently the screens have been that. Lineker said that the screens have been available right from the start of the season for referees to do that. Bullshit. I have not seen the screen outside. Well, there was one home game right at the start where it was out there, but I've not seen it available. It's not in clear sight, so I don't know. I mean, obviously with Liverpool, they'll have to have it because clear.
Sorry, mate. Is that Declan Rice is receiving treatment?
Yeah, he's got a cut to his. He's got his cut to his head.
Jesus.
Yeah, they didn't really show a replay of what the injury is.
Here we go. It looks like he's just come up to try and hit the ball, and he's just been clobbered in the head by the Gills player there. It looked like O'Keefe for a second there, but yeah, that's never a good sign. Seeing players down on the deck like that getting treatment. So
come on, is that they've patched up his scar there, or there I should say, patched up.
Yeah.
He's back on now. He's going to have a cool scar if they haven't done it right. He's going to have a really cool scar if they haven't patched it up right. So Masuaku passing through down to Anderson. Anderson just in the box still, passes it through to nobody. But fortunately, the Ogbonna gets onto the ball now. Masuaku back in possession. No options. No options. Now Anderson's realised that, and Masuaku passed him. Still no options, but finds a pass, fortunately, and smack it up. Yes!
You're kidding.
Yeah, bit of a deflection from the goalkeeper on the way in, but Zabaleta scored.
Oh my God. That's got to be his, first goal for us?
Probably, actually. Probably.
Here we go.
So the replay now. So Anderson passes it through to Masuaku, who tries to go for Fornals, but deflection on the goalkeeper because he comes out too far by the looks of things.
Yes.
Let's have a look. Well, no, it doesn't touch the goalkeeper at all. So I think I'll just see the other angle. Just double check. Yeah, it does. It hits the underside of the goalkeeper's arm, and it's in the back of the net. So it's still on target. More on target than I maintain that Noble was against Bournemouth. But yes, we're up. We're up.
Oh, that's a big sigh.
But 15 minutes left. 15 minutes left.
Come on, you irons. Oh, that was great goal. Great reading.
Gills are in possession down the right-hand side now. Their right-hand side, I should say. Gill player on his own and hits the underside of the bar and goes out. I think he was offside anyway by the looks of it, but let's have a look. Let's just see. Is he offside? Is he offside? Oh, miles offside. How the linesman didn't flag for that, I'll never know. Oh, he did. The guy didn't listen to him. What did I say to you, mate? What did I say?
Bastard.
So Fabianski clears it. A bit of head now. You see what I mean about the underside of the bar?
Yeah.
That was close.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have counted anyway, but that's close. So Fornell's in the box and now out of the box. Passes it, slow ball to Masuaku, passes it back to him. Fornells passes it over to Anderson, who passes it for Fornells to get there, but he doesn't see it, unfortunately. Now ball with Diop. Yeah, I don't know why he's doing that Sterling James Corden thing. I don't know, but do you know what? Actually, mate, I'm quite glad that you're a good few seconds behind what I'm watching, because anything that I miss, you can watch, as he said about the Declan Rice thing. Whereas if we were watching it at the same time, we were just talking about that and have no clue why he was down.
Yeah, because we would have missed the replay as well.
Yeah. So the ground actually looks a little bit bobbly because the players, one of the Gills players has just headed it down to the goalkeeper, and it went boink like that. Well, as I said, do it from this, you can see what I'm talking about. So doink that way rather than just going doink and rolling out normally. So unfortunately, the goalkeeper knew that because he had his hand in the right place at the right time. So that could have been fun. That would have gone out as a corner if the goalkeeper didn't know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been. I've maintained on many times the worst time in football games, the last 10-15 minutes, because anything's possible. Absolutely anything possible.
Yeah, especially when it's a scoreline of 1-0.
Christopher Silva Pardo, welcome, mate. The score is Gillingham 0, West Ham United 1. You've obviously just popped in because we scored a couple of minutes ago. So we're 1-0 up at the minute. But welcome. Good to see you, mate. You see, as I say, one of the good things about being streaming on Facebook is people all over the world are watching it, and I absolutely love that. But guys, as you can see right down coming here now, subscribe to WHU TV on YouTube, because this is probably going to be the last live stream for a while fingers crossed, that will happen for watch-alongs, because the main thing is going to be on Periscope, which is the account name is just here, as you can see it, JPWHUTV_official. But also going to be streaming from Friday. Zabaleta brought down, and it's a free kick, and he's not happy. I think Zabaleta's going to get carded for that. He's not happy because that was a clear foul. He's having a right go at Madley. That's a blatant foul. It's a penalty again. It's being impeded, which under the rules is still a foul. And he's going, "Oh, you."
Dare I say, where's VAR when you need it?
He's been booked for dissent, which I get 100%, but it's because he's not making the right decisions. You just seen it. I'll take it now.
Yeah. He's as useless as two tits on a ball.
Right, so double substitution for Gillingham. So O'Connor off and Jagger back off and Marshall on and Charles Cook on. So if any Gills fans are watching, by all means, I hope that's worthwhile. Somebody has actually put a laughter like on this on Facebook by Carl Pestle. I think you pronounced that. So I'm glad you're finding it entertaining, Carl. Thanks, mate. He's probably watching without actually watching.
Anything's possible.
You can do that on Facebook. You can watch the little thumbnails it's going without actually logging into the thing. So Christ knows how many people are actually watching this, as opposed to those who are actually watching it properly. Yeah. So, but 10 minutes to go. Still 1-0 up. For those who've just joined us, or none of you, but because it's
nerve-wracking to say the least.
My April's doing a good one, shall we say? Not to sound too much like Del Boy, but my April's doing a good one. And again, broken down, but Rice passes it over to Ogbonna. Masuaku tries and clears it, but doesn't do very well. And there's a throw into Gills. No, actually, no, free kick, because it looks like Alair did a foul on the geezer there. So yeah. So one more substitution to make, mate. What would you do? Because our options are pretty limited.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd make a defensive change. Ogbonna for Reid.
Just taking a corner in a minute, mate. So I'll give you my answers to that in just a second. The Gills have good ball in, but that was close. That was close. O'Keefe with an absolutely blundering strike, and Fabianski fortunately was right all over it. How we saw that until it got past Diop's leg, I'll never know. But that's a thunder cunt. That really is. That was a great try from him. Reid, yes, I would take Diop off, mate, rather than Ogbonna. But yes, it would be nice to see him. But at the same point, the Gills haven't given up. I wouldn't risk it. I really wouldn't risk it. It's been 18 months. You see what I mean? That's a strike and a half. It's a strike and a half.
Jesus.
Fabianski would have had half a second to see that, to make his mind up what he was going to do for that ball. That was a great save. Great save.
Had it gone in, it would have come off. It would have been a Lanzini own goal, because it looked like it had come off his boot as well. So
That's what I'm saying. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So he's had half a second to. That's a gut instinct. That's a gut instinct save.
That's excellent.
So Fuller's having a pop at the ref now. And he's just no, sorry, no, he's not having a pop at the ref. He's having a pop at the goalkeeper, by the looks of it. Because we're about
Everyone's having a pop today.
Well, it's quite rightly so. Because right, come on, director, please. Right, here we go. Thank you. Corner taken. Even and ball cleared out. Alez going full pelt for this. Zabaleta holds his ground and it goes out for the Gills' throwing. Zabaleta heads it out and it goes for another throw-in. That's fortunate. The guy's right there for where the bomb is. That's very well quickly taken. Christopher, as I say, it's still 1-0, mate. It's 1-0 to West Ham. So, 1-0. Or 0-1 as the way score would actually be, but that's a handball, surely. All right. I just turn that down a little bit because the commentators are talking a little bit louder, which means they're struggling to get their voices heard over the crowd. It's not going to be picked up by the microphone. I've made sure of that, but yeah, it's been.
Just better to be safe than
Is that
sorry.
you?
No. No, I've got everything muted on my end, so
It's a lot of static coming out. So I don't know. Maybe it's your mouthpiece or something. I don't know, but yeah, it's all right. Just for a few seconds, it just came up like you were sneaking one out quickly, but.
damn, got caught. Nah, it was probably my chair. Bloody squeaky.
Maybe, mate. For Christoph's because request, I'm just gonna replace the ticker for a minute, so he can see what's going on, just in case he asks again. That's fine.
Good
Not
call.
a problem. Happy to have that going on for the last few minutes of the game. Oh, it's on its own. Look, it's got no company. No company. Don't.
No, I'm not biting. I'm not going to bite.
Great save by Zabaleta. By Fabianski again there. Just seeing the replay. So the number 19 ball in, and yeah, brilliant save by him. Almost a Superman style, but very good little fall to his left hand side. Sorry, right hand side, I should say.
Can I just say, it continues to impress me how good, or how much faith Sebastian Haller has in the overhead bicycle kick. He's just kicked the ball out, and it's just been the standard overhead bicycle kick. It's
no, mate. I've got to disagree with you on that one, because his goal, how he scored it, his goal against Bournemouth, is a bicycle kick. It's not an overhead bicycle kick because he's up like that. His legs aren't that. That's an overhead kick because it's literally over their heads. But he jumps up and swings his legs around that way. So, but it's a bicycle kick. It's not overhead. That's what really been irritating me the last few days. I'm going, but yeah, you're right. He tries it every single game, at least 2 or 3 times.
I find it's quite entertaining, but yeah, the Bournemouth game, it was a bicycle. Just a couple of seconds ago, it was definitely overhead.
Yeah, he was trying it big time. Declan Rice is man of the match, and to be honest with you, there's not an argument for that at all. He's been outstanding. I know I've not mentioned him a lot, but he has He's been very concise with his passes every single time, bar one. So the Gills are still on the attack. I don't think Zabaleta meant to do that. That's a well defended though. He turns around, he goes off the back of the boot of his heel. That was good. Like, oh, okay, fair enough. But where are we? Rick is saying his man of the match is our goalkeeper. Mate, he's not had that much to do, to be fair. Over the 90 minutes, which we're just coming up to, he's not had that much to do. He's played well, don't get me wrong, but he's not like he's been under the cosh the entire time. But mate, I'm not agreeing with you. There's been a lot of players who've been out there that have done more than Fabianski because he's not had that much to save. I mean, he did in the first half. He had about 5 or 6 attempts at the first half, and he's done about 2 or 3 really good saves. But 9 saves over 90 minutes as we're literally coming up to now. It's 89 minutes on the clock as of now. But one of the Gills fans is standing on the awning, absolutely screaming at him, going, just they're taking the corner. And very well cleared by Allaire. He's doing the Andy Carroll, being a striker and a defender at the same point, and that's good. I'm liking to see that.
Yeah. Fair play to Gillingham. They played really, really well today, and it's been really good having.
You see it now, yeah.
Yeah, it's been really good. Seeing
if that doesn't get on Match of the Day's too good, too bad, then there's massive corruption going on in the BBC. There really is.
Absolutely, but no, Gillingham, they've been good. They've been playing arguably like a Premier League side today.
Yeah, guys, 4 minutes of extra time, and just as a cracking strike went in, but I'm guessing that was massively off target by the looks of it. But let's just see. Yeah, goes off the back of Anderson by the looks of it, actually. Steve Major and then go. Good to see you, Stephen. Hope West Ham wins. We're 3.5 minutes away from that at the minute, mate. Yeah, Fabianski getting a bit of a grief from the crowd for taking too long to do the goal kick. Rice headers it up to Anderson, who's held back, but again, nothing doing. But Stephen, as I said, mate, yeah, your hopes are coming true so far, but we've still got 3 minutes left, so anything's possible. Just as the Gills are getting into the box again, but very well cleared by Fornals, I think that was, and a foul from See, look, the linesman gives that right for LA running the slightest of touches on O'Keefe, I think it is. O'Keefe, and yet whenever we're fouled off the ball, nothing's given. It's fucking ridiculous. So free kick coming in from inside their own half, and everyone's in the box. It's the biggest long ball ever. That's a great free kick. No, it's brilliant. Really, really well taken. But
it just goes to show that they're desperate at this point.
Agreed, 100%. And they're cutting us through quite severely. But great ball up from Lanzini up to Anderson. Who's standing his ground, didn't go down again. Over to where are we? It's not Lanzini, I think, by the looks of it. Back to Anderson. Misplaces pass. Anderson, Allaire almost on the ball there, but waits too long. Should have jumped up to control it. Personally, but see. Exactly, you'll see what I'm saying in a few seconds time, mate. Diop fouls the Gills player, and they get a free kick. Other way round, fuck all, nothing.
Yeah, it's beyond a joke.
I'm not to find Diop doing that in any shape or form. He shouldn't have done, but he shouldn't have done that. But So again, goalkeeper with a long ball kick on the half. And well defended there by Fornals, I think. No, Balbuena. They got very similar haircuts when it's on wide shot. See, this is another thing that annoys me about directors of when it comes to football games. As great as it looks as a wide shot, you need to see what's going on sometimes as well. It doesn't matter if you've got a 50-inch screen, you still need to see what's going on, a close-up of it every now and again. And the majority of the close-ups are either someone taking a throw in, which is fine, or is the goalkeeper making a clearance. You hardly ever see proper close-ups unless someone's tried to score and then they just put the camera on them for too long.
Yeah.
Oh, Alaire's running. Pass it to Lanzini. No. Passes it to Fornals. Does it to Fornals instead. Fornals! Fornals!
You're kidding.
No.
2?
Yeah. With a minute to go.
Yes. Here we go. Here we go.
So just for Christoph's request. Dump. It's a beautiful strike.
Oh. Alaire
over to Anderson, who sets up Lanzini. Fornals, sorry, and bang. It's a cracker, isn't it? That's a West Ham goal. That's a West Ham goal.
Holy fuck.
2 yards from the post. 2 yards from the post. It's hardly ever. Now, I've criticised that, and this is what I'm saying. Anderson is fine with a short pass. He's fine with a short pass.
Yeah.
Anderson could have very, very easily gone down on that. Could have absolutely fallen down for that, but he didn't. He stood his ground. That saw that Fornals was and saw the space that was available to him, and that's it. And Sanchez has come on. What? Sanchez has come on for Anderson. Why? We're a minute over the 4 minutes of extra time. What is the point? What is the point? He's going to get...
It's proper shithousery at this point.
Oh, that's a stumble. Jesus. Alaire completely missed his foot in there, and he's only just about getting... In fact, he hasn't got up yet. But that's it. Full-time whistle blown. You'll see it now, mate.
Yeah, yep. Oh, mate, what a game.
2-0.
What a game.
As I say, I'll maintain it. That Fornals goal is a traditional West Ham goal. Perfect. Everybody setting each other up, looking for it, making sure, and Fornals got in exactly the right place and exactly the right time. And Anderson noticed that as well. And you've literally got what, 2 or 3 yards between the right hand post and the goalkeeper, and he's been able to smack it in between the two. Very, very happy for him. Second goal for Fornals in just over a week.
Yeah.
So he scored again. He got the Leicester goal. So it's a week and a half. Where are we? Sunday now, in it. So yeah, just over a week and a half.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Look, this is
a question for you, mate. Before we wrap things up. Let's just see what else everyone's saying just really quickly before that. James says that'll do. Fornals did well when he came on. Agreed, mate. 100%. And winner is West Ham. Yes, Christopher. Yeah. Thanks, so guys. Thank you very much. But when was the last time you can remember, barring the obvious, that we had a last-minute goal? Barring the obvious, because I know what you're going to say.
Jesus. I actually can't remember. It's been a long time.
Exactly. The last two have been Reed against Man United, the last game of the bowling.
Yeah.
And the other obvious one is Vazte in the playoff final.
Fuck, is it really? But
That's how long it's been.
holy crap.
And even before that, we had to go a long, I can't remember, but we had to go a long, long way back prior to, before the playoff final.
Jesus Christ. Well, either way, I'm happy. With through to the fourth round, Millwall are there. I'm hoping that we can pick them up.
The draw is tomorrow night. If I remember correctly, it's at 7:30, I think. So just seeing Declan Rice now being interviewed, and do you know what? I know Rice is tall, but he's taller than Zabaleta. Jesus Christ! Yeah. Zabaleta looks like
scary,
a
absolutely
yeah,
scary.
Absolutely take that 100%. If I can, I'll be doing the live stream on here and Periscope again of the draw. But otherwise, guys, I will see you at 8 o'clock tomorrow night for the goal week 20. Was it 21 now? I think.
Yeah.
For the JPWHU TV Fantasy League roundup. So, guys, all the movements. So, guys, thank you very much. Thank you to everybody that's been watching this. Of course, thank you to everybody that has been in the chat as well. James, thank you very much. It's been great to have a few comments from you as well. Stephen, nice to see some new faces in here again. Rick, as always, who's always here. He's a top geezer. As I say, who else is Christopher, of course. Thank you very much. Actually, I'll see a more recent one. Winner is West Ham. Yeah, Chris, it's been absolutely great to see you all. Who else has put in? Otto with one comment. Which I still trying to struggle to figure out what that says. Girogi, of course, thank you very much, mate. It's been good to have you on board, and also the Countdown D69 WHUFC. It's great to see you at the start of the stream as well. So, guys, thank you very, very much for your time. As I say, I will see you at 8 o'clock tomorrow night. If you're there for the if you guys are in the fantasy league table, so it'd be good for that. Otherwise, hopefully, all things considered, I will see you guys on Friday night at 8 again, just before 8 o'clock, where we will talk about the team sheet and we'll talk about the Sheffield United game away. So, guys, thank you very much for your time. Enjoy the rest of the upcoming week, because we've actually got 2 victories back to back now. Been a long time. It should have happened, but it's been a long time since that's happened for a while. And guys, I will see you very, very soon. Obviously, the preview for the Sheffield United game is going to be going up on WHU TV on YouTube. That will go up on probably either Tuesday night or Wednesday morning, one of the two. But keep an eye out for that, and because obviously there's a lot to talk about for Friday's game. So, guys, thanks very much for your time. Enjoy yourselves, and I will see you very, very soon.